Hey guys, your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of wrestling inside the WWE world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my favorite WWE pay-per-view endings in the company's history. So there's been countless pay-per-views that have transpired over the years with the WWE. The company is still going strong heading into the year 2025, but these are my personal favorite pay-per-view endings in the company's pay-per-views histories. So starting off with my favorite, or one of my favorites, that would be CM Punk winning the WWE Championship against John Cena at Money in the Bank in 2011. Now, storytelling for this feud between CM Punk and John Cena was perfect for 2011. Those two always had great chemistry. But the story heading into the match was CM Punk's WWE contract expiring. It was going to expire the day after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was over. And it was great storytelling because not only was the WWE title on the line with a guy that could be a free agent, go to a different company, but the event was in Chicago, Illinois, CM Punk's hometown. So the energy was there. The crowd was into it. The match was magical between CM Punk and John Cena. And we even saw a spot where Vince McMahon tried to pull a move from the late 90s of how he screwed over Bret Hart. Try to get that angle, but it didn't work in the match, and therefore CM Punk capitalized on it, won the WWE title, and after that, you could tell the arena erupted. The crowd was eating it up. Vince McMahon even called out Alberto Del Rio to cash in the Money in the Bank contract to keep the WWE title within the company. CM Punk avoided that, blew a kiss over the barricade, and ran off into the sunset with the WWE title as a free agent. But storylines like that is the reason why wrestling is and always will be so popular, because you have stories that invest you into, you have stories that fans take the time to invest in. And that's one of them from a great storyline standpoint of how CM Punk basically went MIA from the company for a month or so. But yes, that was one of the best endings in the WWE pay-per-views histories. Now, next would be Daniel Bryan winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30. Now, it's crazy to think back in 2014, you had the Animal Batista return from the Hollywood sets to have possibly one more big run in the WWE. And the company wanted to give Big Dave the run that he deserved. I mean, they let him win the Royal Rumble that year, and it was supposed to be Batista versus Randy Orton for the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight titles at WrestleMania 30. However, the fans did not want that pay-per-view, or did not want that main event to be in the main event slot for WrestleMania 30. Therefore, they voiced their opinion of Daniel Bryan, a fan favorite, someone that was over with the crowd and deserved a run at the time, to be inserted into the match. So they inserted him into the main event slot for WrestleMania 30. But Daniel Bryan had to win a match before the triple threat. He had to defeat Triple H in the beginning of the night, then went on to defeat Batista and Randy Orton in an epic triple threat match, and goes down as one of the best underdog stories in WWE history. I mean, in one night, Daniel Bryan, a labelized as a B-plus player, somebody that was wrestling on the independent scenes, got his big break, defeated Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton in one WrestleMania card, and walked out as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Definitely one of the best moments in the company's history, and definitely a moment that will live forever in wrestling fans' hearts, with Daniel Bryan winning that title, winning the titles, and having the celebration that he did at WrestleMania 30. Now, the next one would be Seth Rollins cashing in the Money in the Bank contract at WrestleMania 31. Now, in the main event the year later at WrestleMania 31 in 2015, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, that was the first match and probably their best match of the unnecessary matches that we got between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar over the years in WWE. But the first one lived up to the hype and was pretty damn good. I mean, the fans were into it in San Francisco. Everybody played their part well. And then in the main event where both guys were down, Seth Rollins' music hit, and Seth Rollins cashed in the Money in the Bank contract on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to make it a triple threat match. And Seth Rollins won, with leaving fans in shock and disbelief. And Michael Cole calling on a commentary, the heist of the century, there has not been that was probably one of the biggest moments in WWE history. Not only Seth Rollins becoming one of the, male or female, the first to ever cash in at WrestleMania, but he did it successfully, defeating Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to walk out with the WWE title to close out WrestleMania 31. One of the greatest pay-per-view moments, ending moments in WWE history for sure. Now, next would be Edge cashing in the Money in the Bank contract on John Cena at New Year's Revolution in 2006. Now, that pay-per-view card was pretty forgettable. There's not really anything to go back and ooh and ah over. Other than that Elimination Chamber that featured John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Kane, Carlito, Chris Masters, and an Elimination Chamber match for the WWE title. And that featured John Cena going through hell and back to retain the title. And not only at the time, 05-06 Cena was Super Cena, but he was closing in on a 1-year mark as the WWE Champion, was a few months shy of that. But Vince McMahon came out and said the night is not over yet and announced that Edge was going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract. And Edge became the first ever person in WWE history to successfully cash in the Money in the Bank contract and became one of the biggest rituals that we continue to see in WWE history, one of the biggest traditions that we see year in and year out. Somebody winning the Money in the Bank contract and having a good percentage, a chance of winning a world title. And Edge did that, left the whole entire arena in shock, left fans around the world wanting to see what's going to happen next on the next night on Monday Night Raw. Definitely an unforgettable pay-per-view ending to what was a big shock in the WWE at the time when Edge became the WWE Champion. And last but not least, and from a real person, like I would say, from a real standpoint of genuine happiness, I remember this one when I was very, very young. And that was Eddie Guerrero winning the WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar at No Way Out in 2004. Again, a forgettable pay-per-view that SmackDown produced. Other than that triple threat that featured John Cena, Kurt Angle, and The Big Show, the winner gets a WWE title shot for WrestleMania. Kurt Angle was the one who won it. So he was awaiting the winner of the Eddie Guerrero and Brock Lesnar match. But that was the perfect David versus Goliath match. Definitely for the WWE title. A lot of people believe that Brock was going to retain. But with the help of Goldberg, we've seen one of the best stories in WWE history transpire and unfold in front of our eyes with Eddie Guerrero winning the WWE title. Not only was the celebration great, everybody was so happy for him. We're talking about Eddie Guerrero at the time, one of the greatest to ever do it. It still is one of the greatest to ever do it, but we're talking about a guy that at the time, 2004, he was fighting his real life addictions with drugs and other things, and he was actually released from the company in 2002 until to clean himself up and get himself back together. Went on the wrestle in the independent scenes until he came back to the company a year or so later. And then just to see everything that the man went through to live his lifelong dreams, winning the WWE title, was definitely a touching moment to me. And still is one of the greatest moments in WWE history, seeing Eddie Guerrero win his one and only world title in WWE history. So those are my favorite WWE pay-per-view endings in the company's history. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.